lesson 1. Alright? You already told me that you knew what a vertice was. Do you really know what that is, or did you just see it in this book?
We know what it is.
Okay, good.
I know what it is.
So, here we go. Draw you a triangle.
Draw you in a
Okay? Draw you a triangle.
Does it have to be upside down?
Yeah. Draw it just like I'm drawing mine. Otherwise, you'll be lost.
Do we use that ruler?
Yes, use your ruler. I didn't use mine. I do okay most of the time.
Because you can't use it. Because you can't put it on the...
Alright.
This looks weird already.
Okay, now, 3 main parts of your triangle. Let's start with the easy ones, okay? You know they have sides. Put a 1 beside that. I know they have sides. How do I name a side of a triangle? Well, what's this side called?
Hey, tops.
Okay. When you label the sides, we have to call it by 2 letters because one is on one end and one is on the other, okay? So, what do you think the top line is called? Could I also call it CA?
Yeah.
We'll still be talking about the same place? Yeah, so the letters can go different directions. You could call it AC. We draw a line above it. It means side or line, AC. Okay? You could call it CA. That's also acceptable. Either way you see it. Some people, most often we read left to right. Some people, when they start looking at shapes, they see things different, and that's okay. What would you call the left side? AB. Or BA. Yeah, either one of those. So, AB. Draw your little line up there. And what's this right side? CB or BC. Okay? So, I have sides. I also have angles. Angles. And these are a little different. Close. A-N-G. Angles is different than angel. Angles. Looks like that. Okay? Angles. We know we have 3 angles. Your book sets it up a little bit differently than how I would teach it, but that is okay. I can handle that. What they do is they say, okay, if I'm looking at this angle, okay, I have to name it. To name an angle, you start here, C, A, B. And you say those 3 letters, and you basically trace your finger with it, and it gives you this angle. Okay, the one that it encloses is the one it's talking about. And they write it like this. Angle C A B. So now, what would this angle be?
C. Oh.
Go ahead, now.
Would it be C? No, it would be.
You can start with C.
Oh, C, B, A.
C, B, and A. But could I also call it A, B, C?
Yep.
Yeah, as long as it puts this B in the middle. So he said C, B, A, or A, B, C. Both are correct. You would only have to write it one way. Okay? Okay, ask. What did you get?
So if it asks us like what the angle of B?
Yeah. Well, no, it'll say which angle is green.
Oh.
Okay? Does that help a little? Which angle is green? C, B, A.
Or B, A, C.
This is on fire.
Let's smell it. I smell it. Make it dark.
Hey,
I don't smell it.
so you, while I'm doing this, you label that last angle that I didn't put any color on. Label the last angle that I did not put any color on.
We got this.
And be quiet because I'm going to be calling on somebody to tell me what it is. Ethan, what is the last angle? What's this last angle? This red one. Then we got 3 letters.
Never mind.
No. Look, I want to put C in the middle. Okay, so I want to pick one on the other side and close C in.
A,
C,
B.
B. A, C, B. Or B, C, A. Angle A, C, B. Or you said B. Hush.
I know how to draw triangles and letters.
It's not about drawing triangles and letters. The last thing they talk about is something called a vertice. Okay? The vertice is kind of like you were talking about. It is the angles, but the vertice, let me write down the third one. Third. Vertex, if you're talking about one. Vertex. Okay? But it's talking about where those 2 lines meet. It's a point. Okay? So the vertex, I have point A, I have point B, and I have point C. A vertex, vertex C, is where these 2 lines right here would come together. Okay? Vertex is a point, not the actual angle. Okay? So, not bad, right? So far we're okay? Okay, what? Oh, yeah. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the base and the height. So you will need your ruler, a base. Let's look at this triangle. Let me draw one.
Whoa. It's perfect.
Okay, that's what yours need to look like, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna, that's not what we're asking, guys. Close your mouths. Hey, I'm fixing to quit and just let you have your homework. And I don't think you want that. I'm not gonna talk over you. Draw this. Use your ruler. Make it decent. It doesn't have to look exactly the same as long as it looks pretty mostly the same. I wouldn't draw it huge. I would kind of make it small. Maybe take up about, I'd say about that much of your paper. Okay? So now, well, we're not going to be using the same one over and over again. Okay? So this one, what do you think your base would be here? Tell me the line. Raise your hand if you know the line of the base, Jacob. B, C. Or CB. Raise your hand if you agree. Okay. So he said this is his base. Yes. We also have something that is a height. A height is from the base to the tip top of the triangle. Sometimes the height is on the outside. I'll show you triangles like that in a second. So for this one, where would I draw my height line? Raise your hand if you know. Kristen. From the blue base to where? To A. Okay, so I would draw it, my height, like this. I usually draw mine down. My line didn't go straight. Okay? It's from the top, the tip top point, all the way down to the base. Okay? And so, let's call, that's not what I wanted it to do. Shh, hush. That is your height. Yes. Yes, this is your height. Make it dash. Usually the height line is dashed. It's not solid. Okay? Because it's not really a line in your triangle. Okay? Just erase.
Can it be fine like that?
Okay.
Will it be fine just to say it?
I mean, yeah, it's not going to look like that in your bookwork, guys.
I'll
I know you will remember. I know. It's whatever. So let's look at some where the base isn't what you would think.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Well, let's keep going from here. Let's keep going from this triangle because most of you have drawn this. Do you know what that means? It's a right angle. Very good. Do you know, Brent, what a right angle equals? Like a number? Yeah. So, the base and height make a right angle. And Brent said a right angle. Okay, so go ahead and put that on there. Equals 90 degrees. We are going to be looking at your guided practice. Otherwise, you're going to be drawing all these by yourself, and I don't think you want to do that. So you need to turn in your book to page 253. And your mouths need to be closed.
How do you do the degree sign? It's just
A little circle.
what?
I don't know why. This stuff is up.
Did you say 2? I'll say 2.
Page 253. All right. This is over identifying yours. We're going to be telling these, if you look at number 1, we're going to be telling what the base is. Go ahead and write these down. Put example on your bookwork, or on your bookwork. Put example on your notes. No, this isn't your homework. It looks kind of like this on your notes. Example, page 253, number 1. Sorry, I'm used to others knowing. So what is the base? Raise your hand if you know what the base is on number 1. They kind of identify it for you. Kristen, what do you think? Give me the letters. CB. Okay, so here our base equals CB. So now, they give us a lot of those little dashy lines. Do you see them? That's normally what the height will be, what the height will indicate. They want you, from those 3 dashy lines, to tell them which one of those is the height. Raise your hand when you know which one of those dashy lines is the height. Kelsey.
F to C.
F to C.
Wait, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
Do you? She says no. Never mind. Does anybody else think there's a different height? No. D to A. Remember, on your triangles, it always has to touch the base and go to the tallest, or in this case, the lowest. It could go A to D also. You could put DA or AD. I didn't mean to write it like that. I always like to put the one that's on the base first, so I knew I got that. Okay? So, let's look at number 2. No, let's look at number 7. Do you see number 7? So, this one doesn't tell me the base. It tells me the height, correct? So, on number 7, raise your hand when you know which one is the base. Raise your hand when you know which one is the base. Alyssa, what do you think the base is on this one? Yeah. The base is UZ. When you draw that Z, hold on. When you draw that Z, do you draw a line through yours? Here's what my Z looks like if I don't draw a line through it. You look like U2. We're not talking about bands. We're talking about sides, okay? Do y'all know who U2 is? Oh, that's such a, dang. That would have been a good joke, too. Sorry for y'all.
I know who U2 is.
Okay, good. All right. So, Mouth said, what are you talking about? Right. Hold on. Because if you look at this triangle, hush. If you look at this triangle, I don't know why it's doing that. It looks like this, right? And it kind of has this little angle right there. Do you remember me telling you that, and I know those are dashed, but they shouldn't be. Do you remember me telling you that the height, this is the height, right? That the height always touches the base? Remember me telling you that? Yeah? So now, do you see how this height right here, this blue line, touches this base right here? Yeah. Okay? So really the base in this triangle is YZ, but you can call it UZ. Okay? Because it extends out. So what's my height on this triangle, Mouth? Right. So the height is XU. AUX is fine also. Okay. Now, done with that. That's all.
Yay, we're done.
The one thing I want you to notice about, let's go back to our original here. Can you go back to this one on your notes? We're going to put lesson 1 and 2 together. If you look at this line right here, the bottom, the base, and the height, how they make a right angle, it's got a vocab word. They are called perpendicular.
Yeah, we know that.
Good. Perpendicular, parallel. What kind of lines are parallel? They like railroad tracks. Perpendicular lines cross to make 90 degrees. They don't just cross anyway, because I could make an X to look kind of like this, but those don't cross at 90-degree angles, right?
What
I-
is it? They're called
What?
obtuse angle. They're called, there's a different one.
These have to have 90 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I'm telling you that is because telling you that because it's on your homework, that vocab word. It wanted to freak you out. So now, let's go ahead. What time is it? What time? Let's go to our next section.
154, that's a whole lot.
We're on 256. So you can go on, like if you're at your notes, like say here's our notes, and you're at the bottom of your notes, you could do this. Chapter 6, Lesson 2. And just keep them on going. What? Hurry, honey. This is where we're at. Up where? What? They are perpendicular. That's all you have to write. Is what, honey? I don't know yet. I don't know.
I'm just gonna turn it in. I can't figure out 6 of them.
6? 6. Put that on that S. I'll see you 8th period. Okay. Lesson 2. Are you ready? Can I go on? Lesson 2 is over area of a, I'm just going to put the shape. Triangle, if we're taking notes, it's okay. Area of a triangle. You got here in time for the good stuff. Area of a triangle is easy. I teach mine different than your book. When we do area formulas, we use letters. What's the area of a square or rectangle? So if I say length times width, does that make sense? Yes, should. So area of a triangle, A equals write that down, and I'm going to tell you what a whole thing means. Because it's easy. But right now you see a lot of letters and you're like, oh my god, I don't know what that is. I'm done. I'm failing. They're variables. They stand for the same thing in different triangles.
Area equals B.
What's the B? What did we just learn?
Base.
Base times height. And then I'm going to divide it by 2. So all I have to do is multiply the base and the height together and then divide it by 2. How easy is that? I hope it's really easy. So on yours, this is area. base, height, and then divide that by 2. So this is something that, just like when I say, what is the area of a rectangle? Length times width. You should be able to do now. What's the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. Base times height divided by 2. Okay? You should be able to memorize this. This will not be on your test. I will not give you the formula. You will have to know it. Okay? So let's look at some. Okay?
Did we write the formula down? Right.
On your test. You won't have to. I promise. We'll get used to it. Okay, I'm ready to do examples. Are you?
Yep.
You have to get another piece of paper? Okay. Examples. Page 260. You should be able to draw these with me. In fact, it is easier if you draw these. Alright. If we look at 260. If we look at 260. Right. The first one they give us is at the top. It's the blue one, if you're looking. It looks like a square. So draw you a little square. It does not have to be big. Draw you about that big. Little shape on your paper. Okay, about that big. And then it does this little thing. Do you know what those mean?
Yeah.
What do they mean?
They're the little, they mark where you can put them there and you can mark like the degrees or something.
No, it's not degrees. What it's saying is these that have the little 2, they're the same length.
It marks.
These that have the little 1, they're the same length. So, like, if this one had a 1, it'd match those 2, the length, okay? So, this one is 17 centimeters. There's a line right here. And this one is 16 centimeters. Kind of make this one a little shaded. It doesn't have to be pretty. Do not take your time and color it because we're not going to do that. Okay? It happens that way. If you have a rectangle or a square, you know, there's a little corner right there, a little square right there, don't you? Yes, you should. Okay, so I'm going to find, bless you, find area of shape. We'll put shaded part just because it's an easier word. So area of the shaded part. I'm going to pause and give you a second to get all this wrote down. Area of a triangle. Raise your hand if you know. Kristen. Don't look. What is area of a triangle? Base times what, Brent? Right. So area equals base times height divided by 2. You can put your parentheses there if you like. That just means do it first. You always times them first.
How do you know which one's the base?
How do you know which one's the base?
The base.
Okay, so which one do you think in this is the base? This one?
No. Top.
Say which one? What number?
The top and the bottom.
This one?
17.
So the 17. I'm okay. The 17 is the base. Yeah.
See the bottom?
You only want the shaded part. You want the shaded part. So if the base is 17, what's the height? What makes a 90-degree angle with the base? The 16. That's my height. Now multiply those and then divide them by 2. Tell me what you get. What?
32. No. Y'all have to be adding.
Y'all, do not add. Multiply.
Oh!
Thank you. I was like, what?
If you added, you wouldn't even get 32. You would get 33. Gotta use your brain. 832.
What?
Whoa! Wait. What the nuts? Hey.
Don't say that.
Okay.
What the? I mean, really, what the heck did you get? How'd you get 800 and something?
I got.
I got 136.
Yeah, I was about to say 130.
Don't say that. 17 times 16. I got 272. What did you?
That's what I got. That's what I got. I got two.
And then I divided it by 2, and I got 136.
Oh, I didn't divide it. Yeah.
You still shouldn't have got 800 and nothing.
Oh, I didn't put it. Instead of 102, I got 83. What did y'all do?
You need to work up on them multiplication and division
Well, I
skills.
was going fast, so I can get it first. I did not know even what they did. It doesn't
Okay.
matter if you get it first, as long as you get it right.
All right, so it doesn't matter. Now, there it is. I'm moving on. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, no? Okay, I'm waiting. Let me pause.